Since my previous video on the weapons of Payday 3, they have released 3 dev diaries, and there have been videos released by Mario Natopet and the Noli on the subject of Payday 3 that I highly recommend you watch if you're interested in more information. Today I'm going to be talking about the weapon roster of Payday 3. I'm going to briefly go through the ones we've already seen, and then I'm going to keep going. I'm going by category. The first weapon category is the overkill weapons, and the overkill weapons primarily include large, powerful weapons. You'll be picking these up in the field, so you won't be equipping them. I don't know fully how the overkill weapons work. For the overkill weapons, we know that there's the Piglet grenade launcher that we've already seen in the trailer, as well as the Lynx 50 cal, which was the thermal sight that we were seeing in the original gameplay trailer. The Lynx is a 5-shot 50 cal anti-material rifle that fires semi-automatic. Fun fact, I actually had a chance to hold one of these at a gun show once. At the time of the previous video, I had stated that we had not seen any snipers or DMRs yet, and that has been corrected since. The Lynx is going to be a sniper, an overkill sniper, and there's also a Remington 700 in the game as a sniper. We have very brief glimpses of it. As well, Mario Natopet references it to be called the Rheinfeld 900S. The DMRs we see are the M308 as of now, currently the only specific DMR we've seen. Getting into the categories we've already talked about, the M4 and the AK are our previously established assault rifles. I'm not going to go into any detail on them. We've already discussed the SCAR previously, but now we have footage of it actually firing. It is referenced as a DMR by some subjects, but I've only seen full auto. It's probably moddable into both configuration. And the last assault rifle that we've seen is a lot of people would probably describe as a mystery assault rifle. It looks very weird, kind of looks like a SIG 550, an FNC, kind of all glued together. This rifle is actually the QBZ 191, which is China's new assault rifle, new service rifle. There's some creative liberties taken with it, but you can very clearly see from the size and shape of the magazine what they're going for, in my opinion, as well as the charging handle. As far as submachine guns go, we have the MPX and Micro Uzi still, but there is one submachine gun from a concept art that we've seen, the MP5. There's no footage of it currently from the perspective of gameplay, but we've seen it in concept art, and since I talked about concept art previously, I might as well reference it. Thank you to PogPyro5728 for referencing the MP5, because I did in fact miss it. As far as shotguns go, I just want to say that the Origin 12 that I talked about in the previous video, we have no footage of it actually in player hands, only in the hands of the dozer. It could possibly be an overkill weapon, I would believe, because of its drum magazine making it very powerful. Other than that, we know nothing about the Origin. It does appear that shotguns are all going to be primaries, at least from the sources that we have currently from Mario Natopet and the Noli. The locomotive appears to just be the go-to pump action shotgun for all purposes, so it's going to be functioning as your big shotgun, your small shotgun, all those purposes the loco is going to be doing it. So currently the shotgun that we see is always the locomotive, as far as I can tell. And one thing I want to say is the double barrel shotgun is not a drilling. The only reason why I can confirm this is because now we've seen it around 2 minutes 5 seconds in the second dev diary. You can see it firing 4 times. It is not a drilling. It appears to just be either an ability or the devs just using infinite ammo or something. So pistols. Currently all pistols are secondaries, and to recap, we have the P226, a Gen 5 Glock, which is not full auto, at least not in its default configuration, and a 1911, presumably the Crosskill. 2 handguns that I talked about in the previous video. The first one's the P320. Some people saw the video and got confused because I only showed it for about 5 or 6 seconds. So here's some very clear footage of the P320, better footage in fact. The other handgun I talked about in the previous video I referred to as the Bronco. It appears to be more like the Castigo from Payday 2, Smith & Wesson 29, or perhaps a Taurus deviation therefrom. I assume it's the 44 Magnum revolver. It's more of a classic metal revolver. I do like this look a lot more than the Bronco. It could still be called the Bronco, but for now I'm going to be calling it the Castigo because that's visually what it is. I'm very happy with this. There's a lot of good images of it, a lot of good details on how to mod it. I really like the new modding system. The final new handgun to Payday 3 is going to be the Chiappa Rhino revolver from Italy. This revolver has a 6 o'clock bore position, meaning that it fires out of the bottom cylinder rather than the top. It has design influences from Emilio Gassoni, according to rumors. Emilio Gassoni designed the Seunica and several other 6 o'clock barrel revolvers from the company Mateba. If you know why that's cool, you know why that's cool. Now that this is all said and done, I asked a previous question to see what you guys would like to see in Payday, and so I'm going to talk about some of those weapons. The first comment here is from JCharani1564, who said he would like to see a Browning high power and an SR25 as a DMR type role. And, you know, those are some pretty good options, some pretty good, like, special forces type options. The Browning high power, SR25, they're very worldly weapons. I'd love to see them. Perfect name here. PJAR2175 says, praying for the Breaker 12 gauge to return. And I'm with you. I love that shotgun before the nerfs. Memetarian 8074, I believe that says, I would love to see the MG42 again. There's not much to say about it. We have no idea where LMGs are going to be fitting into the game. I really want to see LMGs though. And going on another LMG comment, Mama Puchas 3000 says, I just hope they get the Brenner at some point. As far as the Brenner goes, I have some opinions, because that's, I mean, like for LMGs, if Payday's going to have LMGs, in my opinion, it has to have the Brenner, because that's Payday the heist slight machine. Everything about that sounds like a good idea, in my opinion. I would really like to see LMGs in the game. I don't really know if I want them to be overkill weapons. Like Preston Garrig 2824. As long as they have the G36 and an MP9 that can actually kill past overkill, I'll be happy. And as far as I can tell, actually, I'd just like to say, I believe they said that the health of enemies will not be changing throughout the various difficulty levels. So I have no idea, actually, how weapons are going to balance in that format. But as long as that remains true, that's from Dev Diary 3, they said. I imagine every weapon will be able to kill past overkill. Franz38 said, they better have the Yzma 12 gauge. And I agree. If the Origin's going to be an overkill weapon, I'd just like to see the Yzma in the game. Hunted Sack 8228. This was very informative. Thank you. Thank you for commenting. I hope some kind of weapon like the Little Friend comes back into the game. So maybe under a different name. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, the Little Friend, you can't buy it anymore or something, because they don't have the rights to Scarface anymore. I don't remember what the situation was on that. But they should just add underbarrel grenade launcher to an M16, or maybe if they're going to go the Little Friend route, kind of something like a battle rifle of some kind. I don't know what specific battle rifle they'd go with, but I'd love it on an M16. Just lower the damage, and that's it. Thank you to everybody who commented, by the way. This more comments than I've ever gotten. Stephen Bobby Bills was talking about, for burst fire, because I was talking about burst fire in the previous video, something I'd like to see. I said an AUG. He said he would prefer a FAMAS or an M16A4, something something similar to that. And yeah, I agree. And it wasn't Black Ops Cold War that made me think that the AUG is burst. It was a video by FPS Russia, which was, I believe, just called 3-round burst AUG or something along those lines. And yeah, I really like that video. I push the AUG a lot because I really like it. I like all of Steyer's guns. I think they all look really cool. I can't tell if that's a 2 Lemurkix. I don't know. You'll see on the screen. 8254. My hope is that we see the return of the Chicago typewriter, but with a caveat that it gets both the drum mag and straight mag. And yeah, I mean, I think it would be really cool to see the Thompson get added real early in the game. I think it'd probably be most wise for them just to wait until just make it and save it until like Valentine's Day, because I think GTA 5 did that originally. It was one of the first updates. Final comment from Wild Woody Gaming 1999. They should add a pee gun. That would be very funny, I think. Like, you can pee on people. Haha. Like, I would laugh, I guess, at that, I think. Haha. Thanks for watching. You know, leave a comment. Leave a comment about who you think's going to be the other 2 characters to be added, because they said there's going to be 6 and we've only got the main 4 right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video, hopefully. Enjoy Payday 3 when it comes out.